Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now it is the end of November. That means it's time to hit our monthly Q&A. You know the drill. Riddler goes up over here, over there, wherever I put it. You guys drop your questions and then I go through them. So that's what we're going to do. Chapters tool down below if you want to skip seeing questions. But that being said, let's not waste any time. Go ahead, press that button so we can get to work. All right, first question we have here. Mr. Stanley Martin checking in. Do you think Citi or Chase will try to be more of a relationship bank by tying in credit card multipliers to their checking and savings accounts like Bank of America does? That's a good question, honestly, Stanley. I've actually wondered this myself and why they don't do this. So Bank of America has the preferred rewards tier. The more capital you have with Bank of America or Merrill Lynch, the better credit card benefits you get, as well as it extends to other products, other banking products as well. For whatever reason, Chase has had a little tie-in. Like if you get a mortgage with them at the time, if you had a Sapphire card and you get a mortgage, they'd give you like a ton of ultimate reward points instead of like a lender credit at the end. And then they also had something with Sapphire Banking that they were trying to tie the names together, but that's been about it. Citi seems like someone who would do this. Citi tends to seem like they favor higher net worth clients with a lot of their bank account bonuses and the tiers or the capital thresholds they're looking at to qualify. But at this point, I don't think they will, just because they have shown no interest yet, and this strategy is not new. I think they probably should, but no, I don't see it. They don't seem interested in it. I think it's just kind of Bank of America's game, but they should consider it. Next up, we have Murat checking in. How high does the welcome bonus on a 2% flat card have to be to entice you to spend a 524 slot? So we're talking about Chase's 524 rule here. Flat 2% card, usually you see those for like $200. So the sign-up bonus alone, I don't really know after I have a 2% card that I've ever been enticed to burn a 524 slot on that. I think it's more a function of like what does the card do for me long term. So for example, the Citi Custom Cash is not a 2% card, so it's kind of cheating towards your question, but it's a 5% card. The sign-up bonus is only $200, and if you apply in branch, I think you can get a $300 offer maybe, but that's not that much, but because the custom cash will fit into my setup long term and give me 5x on a lot of other stuff, I will consider burning it for that. But you're talking about like the Wells Fargo, like the Active Cash card or a SoFi card, it probably wouldn't, just because Chase has so many other better cards, and $200 for a sign-in bonus isn't that much. So I'd say after you get your first one, for a flat 2% card, I don't know how many other ones you need. So for that reason, I probably wouldn't have to be something like the custom cash for me personally. All right, checking in next. Thoughts on the Curve card coming to the U.S. Do you think it will give you the correct amount of cash back for the category of spend? That's an interesting question. I feel like we've talked about Curve before. So Curve card is a card they have overseas, and basically it's one card that its functionalities run through an app. Basically, you can put all your other cards into the app, and then you can kind of choose which card to use. So it's supposed to, you don't have to stop carrying around 5-10 cards. They're all on one card. And then, you're still supposed to get the underlying benefits of the card that you choose to use through Curve. So do I think it'll come to the U.S.? I think eventually it will. I mean, if you want to expand, the U.S. market is huge for cards. Other markets in general aren't nearly as competitive with their cards and their rewards or anything. So I think they want to come over here at some point. There were talks about it. I'll see if I can find it and put it up. I don't think they'd mess up the cash back on your underlying card though. They've had enough experience doing this overseas, and again, it's more so what the store codes as than anything else. So as long as it codes correctly, I think it should be fine. The only issue I'd wonder is if card issuers over here block it, right? So you could still see American Express getting upset that because I don't see how American Express would get the swipe fees or the interchange fees off of you using the Curve card. So then tell me Amex is still paying out the membership reward points, and they're not getting anything from that transaction. And granted, unless you pay interest on it or something. So I could see U.S. card issuers trying to do something like that and kind of block it, similar how Amex got mad at PayPal Key a few months ago, maybe late last year actually. And they started to block that. That's what I think is more inclined to happen than Curve kind of messing it up. All right, moving on. Inevitable here. Here's a question not many people would dare to ask. Do you have any tips or advice on joining the Mile High Club? I hear it's probably best in first class. No, I don't, but it's flattering that you think I would have tips for you. So you know what? Help my man out down below in the comments. If you have some tips, let him know, but you got to keep it clean or YouTube will end up shadow banning your comments. So there you go. And then check back in with us and let us know how it went. Ben Latempa here, trying to complete my Amex trifecta. Currently have the Gold Card and Blue Business Plus. Which platinum version would you recommend and why? Thanks. Well, Ben, the answer is all of them, honestly. The answer is all of them because there's a few different, there's like the vanilla platinum card, which is like the regular one. There's the Morgan Stanley, there's a Charles Schwab, and even there's a business card, which is a little different, but kind of the same in most regards, and they're all different products. So what I would say is, since they're all different products, you can get a sign-up bonus for each one of them. So I would say pick which one you want as your keeper platinum card. Probably the Schwab card will be the keeper card. Talk about that in a second. But you could go through here systematically and say business platinum the first year, sign-up bonus. You could ask for a retention offer. If they don't give you a retention offer, you drop it. We wanted the Morgan Stanley, then the vanilla, and then the Schwab. Now, I think the Schwab is the keeper because it still gives you 1.1 cents back if you need to cash out your points. Opening up a Schwab account is free as well. I still have one I don't even use, but they're free. And that 1.1 is still going to be a lot better than the 0.6 cents you'd get if you had to cash out MR points at any other time on any other card. So I think you go through all of them, then you pick the card you want to have your keeper card. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having both of them at one time. It gets expensive. So that's how I would run through it. Then I think I would set up where I land on the Schwab card last. But then you're going to get maximum value going through your trifecta. All right, the inevitable here, checking in again. How many Amex MR points would you save up for future travel? Well, from your earlier question, we now know you want to travel in first class to hit the high club, sir. So I think that changes the answer. In all seriousness, though, I mean, it kind of depends on what kind of trip you're trying to do. I think I wouldn't cash out my membership reward points for cash. Again, you're just going to take a huge haircut. So I'm kind of always saving them up. But I think that the thing here to do is kind of look and see, get a feel for where you're going. Are you transferring your points to Hilton or Delta or something like that? Are you going through the Amex travel portal? Because then it's more so a function of probably transfer partners is the way to go, but then it's more so a function of how many points do I need, Sky Miles do I need to fly Delta in first class, and how many Hilton points do I need to stay at the hotel. So I would try to get a feel for what you're going to do and then kind of set the goal, because you can also systematically start going through other cards that will help you obviously get sign-up bonuses for that. But again, I kind of save all my Amex MR points for travel. So I don't know if I can give you a specific number. It kind of just depends on where you want to go and how you're going to use them. But transfer partners kind of look ahead a little bit, maybe 2-3 months out or something like that, and there you go. But again, good luck on that first class thing. Franklin Paul here. Would you rather get the Capital One Venture X or the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve card? Ooh, that's a tough question. I think I'd probably go Capital One Venture X. I think overall it's a much cleaner package. I really liked how the multipliers kind of played off of the credit or the benefits and vice versa. We're going to give you a lot of points back on, renting a car. Then we're also going to give you Hertz like President Club status, and we're going to give you primary CDW. I think the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve only gives you Priority Pass for the first year, I think. And with the Venture X cards, you get the Priority Pass plus the Capital One lounges as well, which if you haven't subscribed and pressed the bell button, you might want to, because I have actually booked a trip later this week out to DFW for a day to check out the lounge, get a full review up and going. So doesn't help your immediate question, but it could play a part in a week. You could have better results on that. But I think the Venture X card is a more well-rounded, easier to use package. But the U.S. Bank card is not a slouch by any means. Doc checking in. What credit cards do you want to apply for next? Oh, man, that's always a tricky question. So, I just got the U.S. Bank Triple Cash card maybe a month or so ago, $4,500 minimum spend for the sign-up bonus. I'm going to be working on that one for quite some time. But after that, I am highly intrigued in the rumored Ink Business Premier card from Chase. At the time of recording, we don't really have any details about it, but anytime I can go business card now, push myself over 524, that would be helpful. I always say the Ink preferred as well, but again, the sign-up bonus is just so huge. I really do want a City Custom Cash card. I like it a lot. I think it's underrated. it just kind of got overshadowed because it's cash back and travel tends to get the points. But I think City Custom Cash, one of the Chase Inc. business cards, would be next. I've thought about the Amazon Prime card, but I mean, if it earned Ultimate Reward points, maybe, but probably not going to do that one. And then maybe a Hyatt card as well. I'm starting to like Hyatt a little bit more. I just wish they were in more places, but those would probably be my few, mostly from the Chase camp, and then one City card as well. And with that, we move on to Silken here. So, who do you think is the best finance YouTuber other than yourself? Well, thank you, sir, for putting me in that category at least. I think I'll give you a few. So, I think if you want to talk the credit card camp here, I think Ask Sebi's probably one of the two OGs of it. I think his different life experiences give him a different lens to look at things with. He shared on the show before. He's, a little bit into VC and tech and all that sort of things. I think that helps with his opinion and to provide you with the different things and rationale of why a card issuer or a bank might be doing something. He's also very good at figuring out how to get maximum value for your points and miles, which I like because, again, as you guys watch, I'm not super into that, but it's also always good to have that resource. The first guy I ever found was obviously the OG of them all, Credit Shifu, and I think he's really good at making more fun videos, but he's really fast at getting stuff out, getting you up to speed quickly. So both offer their own different types of value. Then I would say overall, just like a general finance channel, I think I've been high on Investing with Rose channel. She does a good job of covering a wide variety of topics. And then I am someone who dig into the channel page and read your about section. If you link to a website, I'll do that as well. So from what she shared, she's had the background of going to business school, then going to get the big finance job, and then figuring out, hey, this might not be for me. How do I transition out of this, but still kind of show you the financial knowledge and tools I use to kind of be doing what I want to do. So I think she's worth checking out. I'll link them all three down below if you're interested, but those would be my three. I know I'm supposed to say Graham Stephan, and even technically he did have a cameo on the channel. I blame him so much for everyone having to say smash the like button, and it basically makes every video a minute longer than it has to be. But, honorable mention to, the top dog in the space, if you will. All right, well, oh, good. We're back with Silken again. We're closing out with, have you invested in crypto yet? Come on, man, let's get to work. No, I haven't yet. It's funny, back to Investing with Rose channel from the last question, she's just starting a series where she sat down with a guy who started a Bitcoin ETF. It's a long watch, but when I link to her channel, if you've got 45 minutes, definitely check out the interview. So I understand Bitcoin to an extent. I still don't get why there are 200 different coins out there. What are these things all worth? I get the Bitcoin. There's 21 million coins. There's a finite amount. Once we mine them all, we can't mine them anymore. But there's 200 other coins. Why are these coins worth anything? I get that they're stable coins that sometimes can track towards the US dollar, but this is very high level knowledge. I've never really put in the time to understand where I should be putting my money outside of the Bitcoin thing. I don't know, convince me, why are these coins worth anything? Where did they come from? I don't know. No, man, I haven't. Sorry. Maybe you should start a YouTube channel about crypto and get me into it. But anyways, guys, if you liked this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the show. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. I already asked you a bunch of questions, so I no need to ask you another one. I'll say if you want any more information or a detailed follow-up, feel free to respond back in the comment down here, and I can definitely get you some additional context. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.